What's up, y'all? You already know who it is. It's your girl, baby. I'm the one with the East Coast swag on these West Coast streets. And you are here for another episode of the lovely Speak Up, Speak Out, Speak Loud podcast. This is a special one. This is our writer's spotlight. So we're doing an interview and we're going to get a little bit more, kind of in your mind. We're gonna have you guys think, but we have a awesome guest with us right now. His name is Travis Blackmon. He is pretty much he's based out of North Carolina. He's deep rooted in there. He reflects on his trials and tribulations, creates a visual for us, learning about social awareness. He keeps a social conscience as well as he gives a little sensuality for the women. And because it is cuffing season, obviously we got to bring that sensuality into the podcast. So this is going to be a soft opening to cuffing season. And pretty much we're going to be discussing like sexuality, sexual liberation, and topics pretty much that shout out that libido within you. So let's go ahead and let's just give a round of applause to our guest. Mr. Blackmon, how are you doing today? Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah. How y'all doing out there, man? It's great to be here. It's great for this opportunity. I just appreciate y'all for, seeing me in these small towns doing my thing. I keep telling them, my name is Travis Blackmon. For y'all that don't know, you can find me on Facebook at Travis Blackmon. You can find me on Instagram at Black Genius Nation. I'm still working out Instagram, so follow me. I'll follow y'all back.
All right.
But my poet name is Black Genius. I feel like everybody should know that, we the culture, remember who told you. That's one of my very popular slogans. And it's to just tell you, like, no matter what you do, you could be the best at it, you could be a genius at it. You don't have to know everything, but what you do know, you should excel in it. And that's just how we come.
All right. Well, I definitely feel you there. That's something we stand in and we're rooted in ourselves, elevating the culture and always being there and uniting as a village. That's what this concept is about. That's what this podcast is about. All we do is pretty much try to elevate ourselves, showcase ourselves, shine on ourselves because we're worthy of it. So we love to shout out entrepreneurs. We love shouting out artists. We've had our authoress up here before. We have another author up here. So we're so humbled for every guest. And Mr. Blackmon, we are so humbled that you have joined us today. I do want to get into some questions. Of course, I love picking the brain of the people I'm interviewing. You gave us a little bio about yourself, but what really got you into writing? What is writing for you?
Writing to me is a form of understanding liberation and legacy. Mm-hmm. And I use legacy because, we read about people that are dead and gone, and we're not worried about what they had. We're picking up their books. We're seeing where their mind was, and it's igniting other minds, other generations. So that's where I'm at with it. I feel like I started poetry in prison, which is crazy to think, but my handwriting is trash. Like, I can't write very well. Like, I can spell and all of that, but just my actual structure of handwriting, you can barely articulate it. So I kept getting confused. Like, I would send a letter out to my loved ones and I would get a crazy letter back. And I was like, okay, so I see now I got to work on how to make it short and sweet and just make it interesting enough that they will bear through my bad handwriting to actually read it and understand where I'm coming from. And so that's where I was at with it. And I slowly started, gaining momentum and getting the hang of it and really seeing what's going on in the world. And I just wanted people to realize that just because we're in prison doesn't mean it doesn't stop. It's like the way y'all fighting out here, we were fighting in there. Yeah. To hear about Trayvon Martin, to hear about Breonna Taylor, to hear about George, and so many more. Ahmaud Arbery, it was just like, man, wow. Like, I remember seeing guys really jogging for Ahmaud. Like, that's what we were doing. Like, so don't ever think the revolution stops because of a certain situation. Our heart beats just like any other warrior.
Yeah, I agree there. I was working for a correction facility, so I do see how I was able to witness, certain actions that you do see society affects whatever situation you're in, and sometimes it does take an outlet in order for us to realize our greatness and our strength and really hindering on what we should do as our part, you know. But tell us more about your books you have written. Like what inspires you to write them?
Um, it's like what inspires me, to be honest, is like the community, what I see. To be honest, man, if you read like the back of my books, man, I always tell you, like, I'm from Sampson County, North Carolina, which is Clinton, Roseboro area, Nine Dime. If y'all know what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
nine
Um,
dime.
yeah, Nine Dime. You know what I mean? So it really just, it got to the point where a lot of people was counting us out. I've been
Yeah,
to a lot of places. I've been to Florida, I've been to New York, I've been to Georgia, different parts of Georgia, and I just seen the conscious level and how people were vibrating there. And I was like, you know what? We have that same thing going
mm-hmm.
on. Like, people don't realize how much like raw ambition and talent is in what they call the hood. Like, it's so
Exactly.
many people that, we don't just shoot J's, we write music, it's Harlem Renaissance going on.
Yeah,
And people don't realize that because they have confined us and put so many prejudices on us.
that's
So
true.
I wanted to be one of the first from my neighborhood to come forward, which is 99 Noah's Lane. We Noah's boys on Royal Lane, Clinton. This is what we do. So the
Mm-hmm.
block, like, so just to let them people see that, yo, man, you can break the mold of what everybody thought you to be, whether it
Right.
was a drunk, drug addict, a hustler, whatever the case may be, and really step to the forefront to where the affairs of men really are.
Yeah.
And so that's where my books come from, Revolutionary Culture. This is actually the second book, but the first book published, and I published it in prison, and it's on Amazon. You can get it on, if you have unlimited, Kindle Unlimited, you can get it for free. But if you have Kindle, it's
That's what's up.
$7.49. But if you want paperback, you can get it for $10.49 to be exact. Or you can order from me. Hit me up on my Facebook or Instagram, and I do shipping, and I give you deals because I want all the profit. I don't think Amazon should get all the profit, but I have
Hey,
books in my hand.
that's where we're
So
at. So I,
yeah,
I agree with you there. I definitely agree with you there. As us being merchants, we want to be merchants for small businesses. You know, we do big brands, but we want to do small businesses, and we're looking and talking into different entrepreneurs, you know, because that's what we want to stock. That's what we want to market. That is our foundation. That's our ground. That's our community. Why not elevate our community? We can elevate these big brands. Why can't we push ourselves? Why can't we motivate ourselves? You know, and
right.
as a writer, to me, that's one of the strongest things. Being a writer and a speaker are the strongest things because we were taught to be quiet. You know what I'm saying? We were taught
Absolutely.
to only speak words of the words that we were in the teachings that they gave us, not our own, you know? So it's very tough to do that. And I say that all the time. There's so many, it's crazy because I think society puts an image of there's no intellect in the hood, you know? And this isn't just like a Black thing, like hoods is like Black, brown, immigrants, all that. So they put that image on it, you know, but there's actually so much intellect in that community itself. Why not showcase it? There's so many times we say you don't even know the person you may be looking for to network or to build your brand with, that may be someone within your area. But it's because, you know, I feel like it's been, you know, how they put blinders on a horse. That
Absolutely.
mentality has been, you know, created and molded. And so now we don't know that we can take, these are blinders, you know, this isn't our sight. This is a blinder. Remove that blinder. So to be someone, you know, who writes or who speaks about it, it is something that, like, for myself, I always knew for some reason my voice, I was there to bring the dozens. I'm one of those people, I was blessed with the gift to bring the dozens. It is up to me to speak, but it's not up to me to speak just on calls. It's up to me to speak for those who need to be elevated, those who need to be showcased, those who need to be broadcast, those who need to be on that pillar and say, hey, look, you know, because everybody's going to turn around and it's a lesson that they need to learn. So it's very powerful. And to be your second book and you're still writing, and this is something that, you know, it happened during a time where society will say you're at your lowest, you know what I'm saying? To say that there's no way to come up from it, to start in prison, that is a strong element, because that's a mentality thing. That is a mental thing that you have to battle. How would you actually describe your writing style?
I'm from the South. So excuse me not being politically correct or grammatically correct, but I say raw.
It's the honest corner.
Really,
Oh,
I
that's my
really,
favorite word, raw.
you know what I mean? I feel like my writing style is raw. I feel
Yeah.
like, man, I'm the voice of the voiceless. Like I'm touching the hearts and minds of those that aren't able to articulate. So yes, I'm gonna give them the intelligence. I'm gonna tease their mind with the vernacular that they need to elevate. Well, what does that mean? Well, look, man, let's go look it up. But I'm also gonna tell our story. I'm gonna tell the story from the dirt roads to the projects to the penitentiaries and how we're gonna rise back to the top of the pyramids. That's what I'm gonna do. And the culture got me, and I got the culture. So yeah, I say I'm raw.
I feel you on that. You got to be raw sometimes, because I feel like when you sugarcoat, or you know what I'm saying, you try to be politically correct, when you try to speak in the words that, you know what I'm saying, you don't understand, or some, you're trying to sound like someone else, that can be persuaded as something completely different. You know, you got to keep it raw. Sometimes that's what the culture needs. At majority of the times, that's what the culture needs. It needs that rawness. But we didn't just come here to, you know, talk about the culture. We got to get a little sensual with the culture as well. You said you have a new book out that's a little spicy, is it?
Oh, of course, of course.
Okay.
We got right here, man. This is Unbound, strictly for ladies. Y'all seeing it first. When I say, man, it just tapped in, man, I wish y'all could really take a look at that right there, man. There's science all throughout it, man. It's the desires. On the back of it, it'll definitely tell you exactly where I'm coming from. I am Travis Black. I'm Travis Black Jr.'s Blackmon, a poet from Sampson County, North Carolina. From a humble dirt roads to the minds of my queens and kings, I have traveled. I seek to open up the minds of my people through my words. Take this journey with me. Abound strictly for the ladies is for all those who believe in love and seek to be replenished by its freedom. To the queens who doubt the heart of the kings, this book was created to nurture your mental, physical, and spiritual. From our hearts to your eyes, the words that lay upon our hearts yet are too complex to utter. Love is a revolutionary act. Be revolutionary. This is what it's about. When I came home from prison, like I just kept running in. I was actually with someone at the time, but I just kept like tapping in with, you know, old friends and stuff and people that kept up with me. And I was just like, what's going on out here? Like it's the roles have been reversed. Everything was so different. You know, that was 7 years. So of course nothing was gonna be the same, but you would run into so many women who was so scarred and hurt and damaged that they would tell you fast, oh, I think like a dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, man, that ain't good. That ain't good.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, and so they want to play these games and they're insecure and they bring on the baggage into another relationship. And you might really genuinely have a good dude, and you're bringing all of this hurt and pain from your previous to this, and it's not going to work. You know, it's not going to work. So I believe in black love. You know, I ain't even going front. Anybody that know me know I say one time for black love, yay. And this is what this was about. I wanted to encourage the women that look, we still out here. You know, we just all have to accept or take accountability for the things that we've done, whether it's conscious or unconsciously, and then move forward. So that's what Unbound Strictly for the Ladies is about. It's the soft erotica to nurture the woman's mind, body, and soul back. You know, I feel like, I feel like, man, at the end of the day, if Willie Lynch could attack the minds and of the black woman, then that showed you how powerful it was. So I'm taking the same recipe and I'm bringing Unbound Strictly for the ladies. So not only will you be physically stimulated, you'll be mentally stimulated and spiritually satisfied. That's my goal.
I know that's right. Well, you know, they say that, you know, a woman is mentally aroused more than sexually aroused. So I think I think you know a little something more than you're saying. Do you think that society is sexually influenced? Do you think that's why the kind of turn to lust, or, you know, just Rolling Stone came into play?
Um, Absolutely. I think that's a great question. I believe the hairs have been split between racism and sexuality, which is
Mm-hmm.
why I created Bound Strictly for the Ladies and Revolutionary Culture. Because I feel like those are the two things that have boxed us in.
Right.
But with sexuality, if you look, everything is so charged by sex, whether it be the politics, whether it be at home, the roles, and vice versa. So
Mm-hmm.
yes, I do believe like everything is, but let's just be honest. If anybody says sex is not charged, they're lying, or they're
Yeah.
being they're trying not to act out in prejudice because they see that it is a prejudice, and that's where you'll never change or grow. But sex is how we reproduce. That's how we create the masses.
Yeah.
The masses is entertained by sex. So they're ultimately influenced by sex as well. So
Mm.
that's just a primitive way of putting it, or the most common form. It says be fruitful and multiply. And so people take that and run with it. So yes, I feel like sex is
Woo,
very
woo.
much
It sounds like it's a little bit more information, y'all. That's what I'm saying. That's why we got writers like this up here. Look at this. This is deeper. This is
thing.
deeper than just the question. Y'all see how deep he went? Listen, that got me over here. Just what? I gotta get that book. I gotta get both books. I gotta get all the books, apparently.
Well,
But
yeah, you go get the books, you might as well get the toys to
oh
encourage.
no. I'm not a toy person, but I will shout out my women who are. I'm just different. That's another day, another topic. I'm gonna have to invite you back for that panel, obviously,
Yeah,
because it sounds like
yeah.
you ready to talk some stuff. So clearly you're gonna be on our open sex topic panel. Now that's when you get to hear a little bit more about Miss Baby Barbie over here. But it's
Okay,
not that
okay.
spicy. I'm not that spicy. Maybe I'll change it up. Maybe I'll learn something and branch out. But
Man, it's about expanding our
no.
minds, man. We're
I
yet
know,
still
I got
alive.
to. Well, how would you rate the importance of sex for men versus women in a marriage or single?
To be honest, it all depends on their libido or their sex drive.
Mm-hmm.
To some, that aren't blessed to have that strong heart to pump and love as much as you can, then
Yeah.
yeah, it's really much not as important. But I feel like depending on your sex drive, your age, all of this comes into a factor, because as 18, 19 years old, sex is everything, and
Mm-hmm.
then the older you get, you start wanting more out of life. So yes,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like sex is very much so a big deal. Even if you're 50, because you might not be, in the mood, and he might be in the mood, and now,
Yeah.
you got
And your
Clarence
sex
somewhere.
range changes as you get older. So your peak may not be when you're young. It could be when you're older, but and then I know some people who they were so put into a box that now when they, over 40, over 50, they like, hey, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting nasty with my man anywhere. I'm getting nasty with my woman
Yeah,
anywhere. So it just
yeah.
it depends on that. But since you brought up sex toys, do you think sex toys should be allowed in the bedroom, in a marriage bedroom versus a single?
I believe it should be allowed in every bedroom, because at the end of the day, like, it's a relationship. It's a
Yeah.
transfer of energy. Your energy might be stronger than mine, and you might really be interested in roses, squirrels, whatever you might want. And if I love you and I don't want to lose you, I'm gonna at least try it out.
Yeah.
As long as it's on you, you know what I mean? I'm gonna at
Yeah.
least, give you that. You know what? It means more, because a woman, when they realize that, this guy stepped outside of his comfort zone to please me, it means
Mm-hmm.
more to them than actually freaking, just a whatever type dude that's like, oh yeah, we could do that. So it's about, stages. It's about setting the mood, the trust level, and stuff like that. But I definitely feel like that. I feel like sex toys, you shouldn't look at sex as taboo anymore.
Yeah.
This is 2021. There's no more taboo, but that comes with culture rules and stuff like that. But
Mm-hmm.
no, I don't believe that. I believe that you should love and be happy. And what happens and what you can create in that moment is a
Mm-hmm.
very special thing. And honor that more so than, oh, how they gonna look at me. If you're still worried about that, you're still confined. And that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Do you think about, okay, so how about societal influencers like Amber Rose or Sukiana? They get a lot of praise, but they also get a lot of speculation as well as being too sexually liberated. However, the popular thing now is you see sex toys everywhere. You know, everyone is selling they're selling these toys, the pleasure toys and all that. So do you think it's more of because it's in our face that we should accept it, or it's just something that it's a part of life? Because that's what I think. I just think it's a part of life. I mean, whatever floats your boat, go with it, row it. But I think there's no real peak of liberation. What about you?
I feel like we'll never know liberation,
Mm-hmm.
to be honest. So we test the boundaries every day.
Yeah.
And that's just, my personal belief. I feel like as far as Amber Rose and everybody that's living their life, yo, get your money, man.
Yeah.
Haters gonna hate, and that's just what it is. So if that's what makes you comfortable, nobody knows the backstory on Amber Rose,
Yeah.
but what was propped up in front of us. You
Exactly.
never know. She could have been an insecure woman back in the day, and now she stepped into her own, and she's strutting with it.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you can brand yourself, and that's something anybody, free game, whatever you've been through is your foundation for whatever you're about to do.
Yeah.
So I would
That's a
never
good one.
like I would never cast away, my prison time because of that, because that's what got me stronger. That's what brought this ambition really out of me. So no, I don't believe that. I believe if that's you and you're comfortable and that's truly you, then stand in your truth. And those that are meant to gravitate to you will always gravitate to you. And those that are not, by all means. So no.
I agree with you, and Mr. Robinson agrees with you as well. He's in the back shaking his head. But
Yeah.
we're gonna get a little deeper now. Before we wrap up, we got to get a little bit of excitement going now with the cuffing season. I heard you got some toys. You got some products out there. We know you got the
Absolutely.
books. What else do you have?
Yes, I have. Well, let's just see. To go with the book,
I would go with
I
the
have the
book.
rose. I have bundle deals that I tap in
Okay.
with me. As you can see, if you can see my board or zoom in on it, fellas and ladies, do this, man. It's getting cuffing season. So if you didn't get caught in the summer and it's looking slim in the winter, do your thing. We have the rose, which most places are sold out, but it's still advertising, which is a problem. Tap in with me.
Oh, okay.
Y'all know what's going on. And we have the squirrel. A lot of people don't know that the squirrel is actually stronger than the rose. But I had some people tell me that, whatever is the name for them. But
why the
it's just
squirrel?
very,
Yeah, because that to me doesn't sound
see?
pleasurable. The squirrel?
Well, from what I hear, what it does is actually like how this one has a tugging kind of pull to it
Uh-huh.
towards, your clitoris or what have you. This one here is a little bit stronger. So that I believe like everybody has their own level. Some women it takes them a little bit more to reach
Yeah.
their level, and then others not so much. So for
Right.
the ones that have a higher sex drive and anything just won't do, you should definitely tap in and get the squirrel. Or you could get the happy bunny.
Oh my
The happy
gosh,
bunny
there's so
is a
many toys.
yes, it's a duality. So I believe with toys, I would never tell you what you can do with a toy
Yeah.
because your mind is so much stronger as a female. You know what you like, your secret or guilty pleasures that only you will know.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely tap in with that as well. We have, of course, nice pleasure fantasy wands and vibrators.
Mm.
It's all about what you like, and I'm all about providing whatever you like. I'm
Yeah, there
hustle,
you
but
go. That's
we have the song, and it has 12 frequencies.
me.
So for those that are kind of, timid about toys or still
Yeah.
consider toys kind of taboo because they've heard the probably misnomer or factoid. Factoid is something that's popularly believed but yet to be proven true. This toy right here is like the little tongue flicker, if you can kind of see that. I don't know but it has 12 frequencies. Definitely.
Wow.
If it don't get you there, maybe yes, it has 12 frequencies.
Ooh, that's a lot.
And
I've never done this. Is interesting to learn.
Yes, and we have this right here, which is the lick, suck, and shake. If y'all can see that, the
suck, and shake. You
and
don't
I
need
think
a man.
No, you gonna always need a man now. Hold up now. but this is great for those times when your man's not acting right, or just y'all are like, you can have sex with a man, but if you're not mentally in tune, then it was a waste of time. So until y'all can become on one accord or peace and harmony, show them. Sometimes you can demonstrate. You can use these toys as demonstrations. I like this. I would like to be touched like this. So that's another thing that people don't look at with the aspect of toys. It's not all about, whatever. It can also be very much so demonstrations to what you like, what you don't like. And I think that that's a great thing.
Yeah, that's a good lesson. What is the typical price range for like toys?
I mean, it all depends. It depends, like, if you like bullets, which, they just stimulate your clitoris.
Hold
I'm
sorry. I was like,
yes, hold on one second,
like bullets. Sorry, I digress. Go ahead. I am listening. What I was like, bullets. Wait, hold up. What about bullets?
Check out the shirts. As you can see, Black Genius Movement, we do custom shirts as well. But these are bullets.
Okay.
You can see, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And as you see, they're like 3 inches, and you put a battery in there and you show
just
yourself
put it
what
in
you like. Nah, you can. I mean,
Mr. Robinson said no. No,
it just stimulates the clitoris. This is what this is supposed to do. But some people, they get wild with it. They might want to go from here to there, and that's all their business. These are pretty good because you can sanitize these after you're done, so the risk of bacteria is very low. Exactly. So nobody wants to have a toy and have fun and then forget because the toy, put them out or whatever, and they forget to sanitize and do the proper things that they need to keep the toys clean so they can keep having fun, because it leads to bacteria, VDs, whatever. And you don't want your man thinking you cheating because you forgot to clean your toy. But yes.
Well, that sounds like a good agreement too. Yep. Make sure you clean it, ladies, because we don't want no suspect question nothing.
Because they coming. They coming.
Well, you shared so much today, and I would definitely love to have you back, especially on our Sexual Liberated panel, because I know between you and the other hosts or the other guests, we're just gonna have an open field, and I feel like I'm gonna learn so much. I feel like y'all don't know how much y'all gonna provide for me, because that's a topic. It's really faux pas. Mr. Robinson is laughing right now because he knows sexual topics are a faux pas for me, but I may randomly have like a fact about it. That's just how my quirky brain works. I don't know, but I do want to give a moment for you to, I have a couple of questions, but I want to give this moment for you to give where we can actually find and purchase your products. I know we can go through you. Are there any other ways that we can get your information?
Yes. You could Google me. You can Google me on Amazon, and I have 3 books on Amazon. I have Revolutionary Culture, which I'm sure you guys have seen because I will keep showing it. I have Unbalanced Liquid for the ladies, and then the one that really got me kind of noticed was COVID Behind the Wall, which I sold all of those books, y'all. And it's very historical. It's COVID Behind the Wall, which depicts what happened to us with documents that I had to smuggle out. I had to smuggle the documents out from the actual prison so that it would align to the truth. It was just what was going on with us and what
Yeah.
actually happened. And a lot of people, you know, they were talking about nursing homes and things like that, which that's fine, but nobody really ever talked about what was going on in the prison.
Yeah.
And so our treatment was so horrible that, you know, they say, you know, the pen is mightier than the sword. So I felt like, what are we gonna do? Should we write? No, I'm gonna blow the whistle on.
Yeah.
And it definitely did. It's been purchased. People love it. It's just the perspective, and I feel like whenever COVID, you know, subsides, this would be something when they look back into about COVID, my book will pop up.
Yeah. And
So,
that's
like I said,
and it's
I'm about
needed, you
legacy.
know. It's definitely needed. It's definitely a raw, real voice is needed, you know. To tell it is needed. And that's something powerful. That's definitely something powerful. What would you say to someone, you know, who may have walked or is walking the same path? They want to tell their story, or they want to take action and, you know, be a brand, build their brand, entrepreneur. What would you say to anybody in that position?
I would say a couple of things. I would say, what are you waiting for? I would say anything is sell, nothing won't. I
Mm-hmm.
would say don't think that your ideal is too small, because if a man can build generational wealth from a piece of splintered wood that he said you could pick your teeth with this, then what is the difference in your product?
Yeah.
So never think that your product is too small. As long as you think that it is needed, then it's needed. So that is definitely what I would say. But always do it for the culture. Don't sell
Yeah.
your soul, man, because when they come back attacking you because you said the wrong thing, and you know they thought that they had a puppet, now you want to come back to the culture. And we not
Mm-hmm.
accepting no returns. Either you with us or you're not.
Yeah.
So stay true to yourself, stay true to your dreams, and every day grind. Like grind. I mean, grind. You know, if
Mm-hmm.
people don't understand that, you will lose more people trying to grind to your dreams, but the ones that you really will need will gravitate to you. So only thing your ambition did was push the people that weren't supposed to be there away faster.
Yeah.
Keep grinding. Recycle the black dollar. Understand that first and foremost, we are the biggest consumers and the smallest producers. So we have to get ahead of the ball. We have to actually start understanding financial literacy. And that is something that, you know, it's okay to say, look, man, I don't know about a 401k. I don't know
Yes.
about, you know, banking accounts and stuff like that. Well, I'm right now trying to talk to the politicians in the area where I'm at, nine down, to actually implement programs, because it's people that don't want to live in the projects their whole life, but they don't have the
Mm-hmm.
financial literacy. They go to work and they really work, and they just unable to stack the money to be able to elevate. So
Mm-hmm.
I blame it on their mind, not their heart. Their heart is ready.
Yeah. Yeah. I completely agree, man. You are, it's like we were meant to cross paths because I've been trying to do that for so long. You know what I'm saying? I've been rooting for people like us who understand the need to know this information, you know? And I always agree with that. I don't judge the person. I don't blame the person for not knowing that information. That information wasn't given, you know? And a lot of there's a lot of government actions that literally they tell you they want you to want a handout. You know, they want you to need them, and you don't need them. You can be your own person. You can have this strength. You can have this knowledge. But it was something that was taught, and it's something that's so unfortunately repeated so much that now it's like a mentality they have. You know, I did a podcast on it before about the Democratic Party, Republican Party, and you know, social services, and like for instance with women, this is one thing that I spoke upon. The government will tell you you are better off as a single mother. You'll get more money as a single mother, just living off of us or the government versus, you know, building a foundation, building a home, building with someone. That's something that's actually preached. That's something that's actually teached. You know what I'm saying? They literally say, okay, we want to help you out, but we want to help you out so much to the point where you realize or you feel that you can't get help from no one else. And so you keep pulling and you keep putting in this place and you're putting this image or you're putting this stereotype of, you know, being ignorant and living in the hood and all that, that you start to have that mentality. And it's something that we have to break. It is something that we need to rip off because you are not what they say you are. You are more and you are greater. And it's time to speak up too. So I'm definitely in your corner, man. I am like rooting. This is something that I've been waiting for people to say. Your voice is something that people have always needed to hear. Like, I just think we need to just give you an applause one more time because this is for the culture. When you say it's for the culture, you mean it's for the culture. And I'm humbled. I am so grateful that you allowed us to interview you. And I hope you come back and you join us again. I hope we can go ahead and keep pushing this in people's faces until they fully understand everything that we are discussing, everything that you are telling them, everything that we are trying to showcase and show within their face themselves. Man, how can anybody contact you? What is your contact information? I know you said Google. What was your Facebook one more time? Because I want to make sure we get this correct.
My Facebook, you guys, is right up here. It's Travis Blackmon at Facebook. You can see it right there. You can tag. You can come. Where is it at? You can do Black Genius Nation on Instagram. Like, you know, I only been out 10 months, you guys. So at this point in time, it's just trying to catch on to what's going on. Right. But like I said, Travis Blackmon. You know, tap in with me, man. If y'all really want these books and stuff, and y'all really don't want to pay, you know, if y'all really want to support Black authors, tap in with me on Facebook or Instagram. And I do shipping with tracking numbers. You know, I keep the integrity of my business as
there
is.
You go. That's
as well.
Up. A lot of people forget the business part and Black-owned business or small business. It's a lot of people out there that struggle with it. So there's nothing wrong with being professional. There's nothing wrong with being elite. Listen, everybody that I have ever worked with, they know I leave a paper trail on everything. You will literally have contracts, outlines. I make sure it's discussions because I want you to take me as serious as I take you. You know, if we're going to be about it, we're going to be about it, and we're going to do it we're going to be greatness. There's no half-ass on nothing. You know, that's what we do. Absolutely. We got to keep it raw. We got to keep it real. And we got to go ahead and we got to elevate ourselves. Is there anything else that you want to say? Again, thank you so much for coming on our platform.
Yes. Speaking on what, you know, we were just speaking on, I would definitely like to hit a poem because you were touching bases on so many things that in revolutionary culture that I spoke on. And the poem is Make a Change. Could I, you know, make a change for you?
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Okay. Please bless us.
Well, I definitely appreciate it. Again, you can find this in revolutionary culture. You can inbox me. You can, IG me, you know, and just tap in, or you can hit Amazon up and go ahead and do it like that. But this is Make a Change. My people, am I alone when I silently weep for lack of progress within our nation? We dare to be different, yet ashamed of things that remain the same. Home of the free, yet taxed for everything. Proud to be in the land of democracy where ambition obtains dreams. Yet prejudice shackles us from being truly free. Revenue controls the capital. You must establish financial literacy. Recycle our dollars in our at-risk communities where AIDS used to be the epidemics of blacks. Now it's police with straps. We integrated baseball and boxing, yet unable to stop school shootings and church bombings. That baffles me. The power we give social media. Twitter decides what's trending, while Instagram sets a standard of role models and pretty. Ironically, if I'd have Snapchat from the beginning, maybe you feel me. No longer naive. We silence our conscience for the American dream. Peep the knowledge. No longer glorifying drugs, designers, and violence. Stay woke. We got the power to not only help this country generate dollars, but ultimately break chains. And if we lift our voices, then we can make a change. Let's make a change, y'all. Black genius. We're the culture. Remember who told you?
No, that's right. Oh man, that was fire. That's definitely fire. It's oh man. Oh man. That just woke me up. Like I appreciate this interview for real. This was a great interview. I'm so humbled and thank you for coming up here. And I definitely know for sure your words is gonna make a change, man. You definitely are touching people, and not people are gonna hear this here. This is on our YouTube channel. This is playing on Regia Radio. That's REGIA radio.com. It is going to be airing on our platform. We're always here. We're so humbled to have this. Lagos is listening, so shout out to our domestic and our international listeners. Thank you guys so much. We love you for all your support. You can always find us on our YouTube channel. We have one for our retail business. It is Robbins Lane Market. It is the same way it is on the website. The links are going to be underneath here. I am going to put Mr. Blackmon's information underneath this as well. You can check us on our social media pages, Miss.Baby, Babie, Barbie on Facebook, Mr. J. Robinson, that is his Facebook, our creative director. Instagram, it is Hype of Biz, like Biz Marquee. And of course, you can catch all our interviews and all our crazy antics as a family on our YouTube channel, Baby, Babie Lane, y'all. So thank you again, Mr. Blackmon, for coming on the line. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening. And we'll see you next time on the line. Bye, y'all.
Peace, everybody.